A housing crisis can be caused by a combination of economic, social, and policy-related factors. In this video, I'll be talking about the ways we could solve the housing crisis. I'll also talk about new and awesome technologies that can be deployed to solve this problem. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. I release new content regularly, covering topics like personal finance, money management, and economics. Alright then, let's jump right into today's video. Lowering the cost of housing can be a complex and multifaceted challenge, but there are several strategies and policies that can help make housing more affordable. Here are some approaches that can be considered. We could start by increasing the housing supply. One of the main drivers of high housing costs is a lack of supply relative to demand. Encouraging the construction of more housing units, particularly affordable housing, can help reduce prices. This may involve streamlining the permitting process, reducing zoning restrictions, and providing incentives for developers to build affordable housing. We could lower the cost by starting affordable housing programs. Governments can implement programs to subsidize housing costs for low-income individuals and families. This can be done through rent control, housing vouchers, or direct construction and management of affordable housing units. We could update our land use policies. Reevaluate and reform land use policies and zoning regulations to promote more mixed-use developments, higher density housing, and transit-oriented development. This can help increase the efficiency of land use and reduce urban sprawl. We could put up incentives for innovation. Encourage innovation in construction methods and materials to reduce building costs. For example, modular construction can be more cost-effective and faster than traditional construction. We could look at property tax reform. Explore property tax reform that discourages land speculation and encourages efficient land use. This may include land value taxes or property tax relief for low-income homeowners. We should have tenant protections. Implement strong tenant protections to prevent unjust evictions and unreasonable rent increases. This can help stabilize housing costs for renters. Next, we have public-private partnerships. Collaborate with private developers and investors to create affordable housing through public-private partnerships. This can help leverage private sector resources to address the affordable housing shortage. We could have housing vouchers. Expand housing voucher programs to provide financial assistance to low-income individuals and families, allowing them to access a wider range of housing options. Next point, preservation of existing affordable housing. Develop strategies to preserve existing affordable housing units, such as through incentives for property owners to maintain affordability in exchange for tax benefits. We could promote community land trusts, where land is owned by a non-profit organization, and the housing on the land is made affordable for the long term. Encourage energy-efficient building practices and renovations, which can lower utility costs for homeowners and renters. It's important to note that the specific solutions that work best will vary depending on local conditions and the underlying causes of high housing costs in a particular area. Let's now look at what could be the causes of a housing crisis. The specific causes of a housing crisis can vary from one location to another, but some common contributing factors include high demand, limited housing supply, rising construction costs, income inequality, gentrification, etc. When there is strong population growth, increased urbanization, or an influx of people into a region due to economic opportunities, the demand for housing can outstrip the supply. This increased demand can drive up prices and rents. Speculative buying of homes and properties can artificially inflate prices. Investors may buy properties with the intention of reselling them at a profit, driving up prices beyond what ordinary residents can afford. Economic downturns, recessions, or job losses can make it difficult for people to afford housing. Foreclosures and evictions may increase during economic crises. A shortage of available housing units, often due to restrictive zoning laws, land use policies, or a lack of affordable housing development, can lead to a housing crisis. In many cases, it's challenging for developers to build new housing, leading to inadequate supply to meet growing demand. A shortage of affordable housing options for low and moderate income individuals and families can exacerbate the housing crisis. Affordable housing may not be available or may not meet quality standards. The process of gentrification can push out lower-income residents as wealthier individuals move into a neighborhood, leading to increased property values and rents. Events like hurricanes, earthquakes, or floods can lead to housing crises by damaging or destroying homes and displacing residents. Increases in the cost of construction materials, labor, and land can make it more expensive to build new housing, which can result in higher prices for both new and existing homes. International economic trends, migration patterns, and global investment in real estate can impact housing markets in specific regions. Government policies can contribute to a housing crisis when they do not effectively address issues like zoning, rent control, tenant protections, or affordable housing incentives. When there is a significant gap between income levels, many people may be unable to afford decent housing. This can lead to overcrowding, homelessness, or people living in substandard conditions. A rise in homelessness can be both a cause and a consequence of a housing crisis. When individuals cannot find affordable housing, they may become homeless, and homelessness can further strain housing resources. Let's now look at an upcoming technology that I really love and that I think could help us solve housing. This technology is called prefabricated housing. Prefabricated housing, often referred to as prefab housing or modular housing, is a type of construction in which building components or entire modules are manufactured in a factory and then transported to the construction site for assembly. Prefabricated housing is an alternative to traditional on-site construction, where most of the building components are built and assembled at the construction site. Here are the key characteristics of prefabricated housing. Prefabricated housing components, such as walls, floors, ceilings, and even entire rooms or modules, are manufactured in a controlled factory environment. This controlled environment often leads to higher quality and precision in construction. Once the prefabricated components are complete, they are transported to the construction site. This can be done using trucks, trains, or even ships, depending on the size and complexity of the modules. At the construction site, the prefabricated components are assembled to create the final structure. This assembly process is typically faster than traditional on-site construction, since many of the building elements are pre-made. Prefabricated housing can be customized to meet various architectural styles and design preferences. Many companies offer a range of designs and configurations to suit different needs. Prefabricated housing often incorporates energy-efficient features, such as improved insulation and HVAC systems, which can lead to lower energy bills and reduced environmental impact. Some prefabricated housing manufacturers focus on sustainable construction practices, using eco-friendly materials and reducing waste during production. While the initial cost of prefab housing components can be comparable to or slightly higher than traditional construction, the reduced construction time and labor costs can result in overall cost savings. And if the cost of construction is lower and faster, more people can get housing for way cheaper, hence helping to solve the housing crisis being experienced all over the world. There are several types of prefabricated housing. These include modular homes, which are complete homes that consist of multiple modules, which are transported to the site and assembled on a foundation. Modular homes can be indistinguishable from traditional site-built homes. Another one is the panelized homes. In this approach, wall panels and other building components are fabricated in a factory and shipped to the site for assembly. Panelized construction can be more flexible in terms of design. Another one is the kit homes. Kit homes come in a package with pre-cut and prefabricated building materials. While not as fully assembled as modular or panelized homes, they offer a friendly option for those with construction skills. Another one is container homes. Shipping containers are repurposed into housing units. They are popular for their portability and durability. Container homes have their supporters and critics, but we have to agree that they could be a solution, especially when tackling homelessness. Another one is the accessory dwelling units. These are smaller secondary housing units often used for additional rental income or as guest houses. They are relatively quick to install and can be a solution to address housing shortages. Prefabricated housing is gaining popularity due to its efficiency, sustainability, and design flexibility. It can be used for various types of residential buildings, from single-family homes to multi-unit developments, and it offers a way to address housing needs more rapidly than traditional construction methods. I believe that housing is a basic right, and everyone deserves the ability to own a decent house to be able to raise a family. Even though in this channel I teach you how to make money through owning property, these solutions still work for us as investors, as it's clear that there's obviously a demand that needs to be satisfied. Addressing a housing crisis typically requires a combination of short-term and long-term solutions, including changes in housing policies, increased affordable housing development, support for vulnerable populations, and economic strategies to promote stability and affordability. It's important to recognize that housing crises can have wide-ranging social and economic impacts, and addressing them often requires a coordinated effort among government agencies, community organizations, and the private sector. Additionally, policies and strategies should aim to strike a balance between promoting affordability and maintaining the quality and safety of housing. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you find this video helpful, and if you have any questions or suggestions, also leave them in the comments section below and tell me what video you'd like to see me do next. I'd love to hear from you. Goodbye.